Listening.
I'll let Michaela Cash speak on the issue. What it clearly says to people is that if you're a mum and dad operator, if you've got a couple of concrete trucks, if you're a brickie, you're a sparky, and you go onto a site, you don't want to be bullied. You don't want to be pushed around. You don't want someone to say, you're going to do it our way or you're going to get off the site. We're going to contrive ways to get you off the site. We're going to manipulate ways to, basically extort money out of you. That is not the Australia we live in. We want people dealt with fairly. If you're a farmer on a farm or if you're a subcontractor on a site, we want you to be dealt with fairly. And this is about getting fairness back onto the building site. And I think that's something that everybody should stand behind.
This was initially all or nothing, though. Why all of a sudden is the government being pragmatic?
Well, hey, welcome to the Senate. Welcome to politics. We have to clearly state our position, clearly state what we want, but we have to deal with the reality. We have to deal with the reality of the people around us. This is a parliament, and the aspect of parliament means that you clearly tell the Australian people what you're desirous of, what you need to do, and then you have to negotiate the best possible outcome to get you as close to what you think is best for the nation.
Who have you had to negotiate most with? Has it been Pauline Hanson's One Nation?
Well, to be honest, I've had discussions with One Nation people who say they're here for the right reasons. They're here to try and make their country a stronger place. Everybody here, I think, is here for the right reasons. We've got some big issues that we want to deal with. One of the biggest ones is if we don't get this budget turned around, if we don't fix this up, we are not going to have the health system in 10 years' time, in 15 years' time that we've got now, because we just won't afford it. There won't be the money for it. You're not going to have the education system because there just won't be the money for it. You're not going to have the defence system and the defence to look after our nation, look after this nation into the future, secure borders, because you just won't have the dough. So people have got to understand, if they say, oh, geez, I really like the ABC, balance your budget so you've got the money for it. If you say, gee, I like the idea that when I go to a hospital, I can walk in the door and not be landed a bill so I can actually go see a doctor, well, balance the budget so you've got the money for it. You know, if you say, oh, I want an education system that is available to everybody, well, balance the budget so you've got the money for it. And this is where the dry old argument of economic responsibility and the hard decisions that have got to be made have got to be understood by the Australian people and those who represent them down here. There are going to be decisions that people don't like. There are going to be decisions that people are unhappy about. That's just a reality. And I think I've got some authority in this because back in 2009, remember, and to be honest, I got shifted from the job as a shadow finance minister back in 2009. I was trying to say precisely this. Get it right, fellas, because the problem just gets harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Now we're at 2016. I can tell you one thing. Don't wait for 2026.
That message about the debt repair is clearly not cutting across to some of the backbenchers who are more concerned about changes to 18 seats. Yeah. So are you worried about that message being completely different?
Yeah, well, look, I just, the idea is to concentrate on what affects your constituency the most. This is what really affects your constituency. If a kid gets sick and they can't get into a public hospital system because the public hospital system doesn't have the money and now you have to pay, this is 10 or 15 years down the track, that matters. And you know where you fix that problem? Not down there, not in 15 years' time. You fix it now. This is where you fix it. And it's going to be hard. And all your energy and all your political capital, and if you're fair dinkum, no matter what side of the political fence you're on, you'd say, if I'm going to do something right by this nation, I believe in this nation, I'm going to make some hard decisions and I'm going to have to go out there and sell those decisions to my constituency. If you're Labor, if you're Liberal, if you're Green, if you're National, if you're One Nation, you have to understand the facts down here and say, okay, that's a tough decision, but it's the right decision, and I'm going to go back and tell my people about it.
Is it true that the Prime Minister and the Treasurer were angling to water down negative gearing, but was rolled by people who support Abbott as per?
Look, I'm not going to confirm or deny that because otherwise we'll have a press conference that goes for 3.5 days.
On the milk levy, you said that was one of the biggest priorities for you.
Yeah, well, we're working on that, and we're all the time. I've had meetings with Fonterra, had meetings with Murray Goldman, had meetings with the dairy farms, not just a symposium, other ones as well. We're working towards, we're driving agendas so we get money onto people's table. Farm household allowance, once more, if the budget fell to pieces, we wouldn't even be able to do that. Concessional loans, we're rolling them out to people. We're working with the state governments to make sure that we expedite that process and get them out quicker. putting money on the table for one-on-one counselling with these farmers. We're putting money on the table to make sure we get the irrigation districts working. Now, they've got the advantage of cheaper water and cheaper grain at the moment, and the indicator price is starting to pick up now. It's not racing up, but it's picking up. It was about $1,500 a tonne for whole milk solids, or whole milk solids. Now it's up to about $2,300, so we're heading in the right direction. Our job is to try and keep them there on the farm, because it naturally will turn around, and then in a couple of years' time we'll be looking for dairy farmers.
Senator Dastyari, a couple of questions about why a Chinese company donated to cover his excess travel expenses. Does he have more questions to answer on this?
Well, Sam Dastyari is Canberra's version of Hollywood all in one package, and he likes getting in front of the media, and now I bet you today he's a hard man to find.
Thanks, Marley.
Thanks, guys.